Hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, pest control professionals.
Good evening, sir.
If you can hear me kindly, say hello. Can't hear anybody yet.
Good evening, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes. I can hear you, Mr.
Okay, great.
Mr. Babalola. Please let's unmute our microphone for now. When it's time to mute our microphone, definitely we're going to, inform us when we need to mute our microphones. Let us unmute our microphone. Yeah, definitely at that period where we can, chit chat, say hello, more introductions. And all that. So good evening once again. I want to welcome everybody to the episode 6 of Inspiring Storytelling Session. I'll be joined by my colleague, who is the moderator, Mrs. Violet Folari, and our guest also is she's ready. Let me speak the first. Usually the first 10 minutes of the webinar is to familiarize, exchange pleasantries, and at least do a little bit of networking. So please kindly unmute the microphones so that we can hear ourselves and say hello. Just short greetings to the house, and from there we can pick it up. It's a wonderful Sunday evening here from Lagos, Nigeria, and we're excited that it's another episode of sharing inspiring story session. So please, let's unmute our microphones, please. Let's unmute our microphones. Mr. Ugochi Bright, please say hello to us. Mr. Obilo James, Mr. Femi Leko, Mr. Tosi Peter, Ms. Ogachidi Oguso, my Oga. Respect. Please let us unmute our microphone and let us do it the way we usually start it. And that's method is to start up by saying. Hello, Mr. Femi Lekon, are you there? Mr. Femi Lekon.
Hello, good evening, sir. I'm here. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you today, sir?
I'm fine, sir. Glad to be here, sir.
What's your expectation? Yes, but sir, what are your expectations, sir? Hello, Mr. Femi Lekon. What are your expectations? Hello? Can you hear me, Mr. Femi Lekon? Okay, Mr. Tosi Peter. Mr. Tosi Peter, please let's unmute our microphones. Like I said, when it's time for us to, the moment we kickstart, we can mute microphone from our hand here. But at the moment, I want us to have an interactive session. Let us exchange pleasantries. Good evening, Sars and Mars. Please kindly say hello to the house.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Mr. Babatunde Badmus, how are you today?
I'm fine, sir. Good evening, sir. I'm happy to meet you again online again.
Thank you. What are your expectations?
Thank you for the inspiration.
Yes, sir. What are your expectations?
Just boosting my energy where I can have more speed in the business. Because the business is so wild, and you need more knowledge every day. That is it. Every day
When,
we learn.
when you say the business is so wide, what do you mean by wide? Wide in what aspect?
In aspect of, you believe it's just only in pest, but you find out that you have some flowers too, to indoor and outdoor. The outdoor aspect is different from the indoor aspect.
Okay.
And the outdoor aspect deal with the lawn, the flowers, the trees, and you have to know what to use on fumigate those flowers and trees, because they are living things.
Okay.
For them not to die.
Okay,
So,
I understand you correctly. How long have you been in the business, sir?
just 2 years now, sir.
That's fantastic. That's I think that's a long time to, you know, to have some stand, so to speak. You know. Anyway, thank you for joining this evening. I can assure you that it's going to be a very interactive session. And as we're waiting for our guests, I'm trying to, navigate my way to getting her on board, but I think we're on course. So I'll need to hand over to the moderator of the program to take it up from where I have stopped. That is in the person of Mrs. Violet Adegboye, who is actually Human Resources and Admin Manager of Rotimax Services Limited. She's going to be monitoring us, right? So she's going to share with us the purpose of our gathering, the objective, because at every gathering there's always a reason for, there's always a reason for coming together, So before we invite our guests and we mute on microphone, so I'm handing over to Mrs. Violet somewhere to continue from where I stopped. Mrs. Violet, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, so we're handing over to you to share with us the objective and the purpose of our meetings this evening, and introduce our guests so that we can kickstart. We are 8 minutes down the line already.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening and welcome, everybody. Welcome to today's storytelling session, season 5. Stories men to tell us how they do this, how they use energy. Today's one is really special, especially to me, because I am, and something you see every day, that a woman comes up to take up the podium or to come and stand in place of men to start challenging men in the business. I hope everybody's having a drink. Oh,
yeah, yes, definitely.
Yes,
we have muted all the microphones so that it will be easier for
Okay. So today our guest is no other person than one and only Mrs. Adegboye Kofo, also known as Mama Pekan. And I'll just run through a personal profile statement right now before I go through the objective. And I know she's ready for us. So she's a registered and certified nurse and a midwife. She's also certified with public health nursing. And she has worked with Oyo and Osun states respectively for 15 years. Aside working there,
Hello. 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 Hello, Mr. Oluwole. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
All right. Can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me clearly, Mr. Oluwole? Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you, sir.
Okay, so I think we lost the moderator because I could not, at the point in time, I could not hear her again. But because of time, I will just quickly run through what she was going through, because the moment I could not hear her again, I know that probably some of us may not be able to hear her again. Our guest for tonight is no other person than someone that I personally respect so much, someone that has in the business of pest management has been an inspiration. She's a registered and certified nurse. That's to show dexterity in public health. She's she established co-founders limited, a company engaging in pest control and management in 1993. A certified member of Pest Control Association of Nigeria, also a certified member, Environmental Health Officers Traditional Council of Nigeria. She was, for a long time, the first and only female member of PICAN, and that's her the nickname Mama PICAN. She has been the treasurer for 16 years to date, and she has attended several workshops and trainings on total quality pest control management in food industries, hotels, and private public buildings. To date, she has acquired about 28 years experience in the business of pest management. In fact, when I look at the year she started, I laughed. What I said is that probably as at that time, I was just trying to get into secondary school. That's, to be honest with you, maybe GS2 or thereabouts. Yes, in 1993, I should probably be GS2. So, so it shows, and it's not just how far, it's how well. We have seen how far, the company has been able to do. So the inspiring storytelling session was actually born out of the fact that we wanted to put out something, a platform where, existing pest control companies can, boost their ego, fresh, guys on the block can also be encouraged that, okay, fine, if so and so can do it, yes, finally, you can also do it. So what is just a bit different about this episode is that we have changed the theme. The theme of this topic is, the Furtive of getting high-paying clients. I can understand the frustration of starting a business and in 2, 3, 5, 6 months, 1 year, it's not looking promising. Sometimes we talk about passion. Passion, you have to be passionate. But I'm sorry to say, when passion encounters serious challenge, passion will die. When passion sees serious poverty, what I mean is lack of patronage can affect passion. We have to be very sincere with ourselves, But to God be the glory, they have done it, and we are looking up to them. We have said severally that, oh, this is what they have been able to do and all that. So we will need to pick up 1 or 2 points on what they have done. And I really want to say a very big thank you to Mama for accepting the request, because, imparting knowledge is sacrificial. It's not everybody that always wants to maybe let people have an idea. Africans, I always said this severally, we don't always like to share knowledge, and that's just a basic truth. But this evening we have my Mama, which is Mrs. Adegboye Kofo, who is popularly known as Mama Pekan, like a mother to all of us who are the younger generations, so to speak, on this program tonight, and he'll be taking us through on the intricacies of getting high-paying clients, the Furtive of getting high Furtive clients. Without taking much of time, good evening and thank you for joining us. We appreciate the privilege and we want you to have the floor now with the slide. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening for having me, and good evening.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening.
Good
Thank
evening,
you.
ma.
everybody.
Good
Good
evening,
evening.
ma.
Thank you. I appreciate you all.
Good evening, ma.
Thank you. Thank you. Our topic today is to encourage ourselves that we can strive more. We can get more clients that will improve our portfolio. And how do we get those clients? We have to believe in ourselves. One, be a successful person. The objective is not to look at yourself as a woman or as a man. There are some areas you go into to market your business that they will discourage you because you're a woman. But because you know your quality, you know the stuff you are made of, before you can start pest control business, you must first of all know the intricacy of the business. Any business you want to do over this world, you must first of all learn the rudiments of it. How you attend to each case. If it's a rat, how you attend to it. If it's cockroach, how you attend to it. If it's a bed bug, how you attend to it. So, and our main content of this meeting is to know how to attend to your clients and to know to achieve a better client that will give you better yield, and to be able to win high clients paying for your pest control services that will appreciate your job. If somebody does not appreciate your job, you will not be able to pay. And you too, you have to deliver a good job. And once you deliver a good job, you'll be able to get a good client. Who are these high clients paying that we are looking for? They are clients that will appreciate your job. There are clients that will know that pest is not good in their environment. And whatever you use must be able to justify. If you promise a client that the client will get a service that within 3 months after working in that environment, you will not see any pest. You must use the correct chemical. You must use the correct staff. You must use staff that will be able to do their work diligently, that will be able to be happy doing their work. You know, if you get a client and you are promised heaven and earth, and you get there, you don't deliver the service you need, we will not refer you. And who are these clients you are looking for? You are looking for clients who can pay 5 digits figure monthly, or contract that will give us 6-digit figure, maybe every month or every quarter. And what do I mean by that? Somebody who can pay 90,000 every month to you, or 1 million every quarter, or 1 million even a month. I've done a job, I got 1 million, more than that, more than 1 million a month. And it depends on who you are talking to. If you don't know the quality of your job, you won't be able to sell the quality. So the benefits of getting a high client job, you can get clients who will be able to pay 30,000, but at the end of the day, does that 30,000 amount to a profit for you? So the benefit is they have to have a greater budget flexibility. A client that can budget well for the pest control are people who understand the quality of your job. If somebody can sleep with cockroaches walking about, with rats roaming about, with rats eating their cables, or with even bed bug on their sleeve at work, they won't budget well for your job, and they will have larger team to support you. And in that larger team to support your job means the awareness within their staff. If you are working in a company, the awareness within their staff, you know, we get to some clients who their team, their staff may not even cooperate with you to do your job well because they don't appreciate what pest control is. Then they should be more knowledgeable. Before you work in anywhere, you must tell them. When you impart the knowledge of what pest control is, they will be able to cooperate with you. Like you get an hotel, if you don't cooperate, if you don't give the housekeeping, the chef, the front office, all the managers, if you don't talk to them about where, if they get pest, they can lose their clients, they won't be able to cooperate with you. And they must be more focused on their business. Your client and yourself and your staff must be more focused on the type of business you are doing. If you are not focused, if it's somebody that is doing pest control today, doing cleaning today, doing laundry tomorrow, they will tell you that you are jack of all trades. Like for my own company, I've been into pest control, and that's the only thing I do since 1993 up to today, since I retired from nursing. And you have to make sure your clients understand the social implication of pest control. If they don't understand the social implication, like a hotel or you are working in a house and they have bed bug, and they don't understand that even going out, they can have bed bug on their shirts. And imagine a banker working in a bank, he has bed bug in his house and he's counting money for you, and you are seeing bed bug walking around his sleeve. He has to understand the implication of social benefits of doing pest control. How do you get a high-paying client? That's a big task. A lot of people want high-paying clients, but they fail to pay the price. And you must get the following if you want to get the quality of high-paying clients. One, you must get all your documentation right. Before you start any business in Nigeria or even abroad, you must get to register your business with CAC, and you must get your licenses. When you get all these licenses, get all your permits from the local government, beginning of the year, each local government you are working for, so that anywhere you are working, nobody will just the permit. They won't harass you for more payments. Then you get pest control certificate, and you get all of. Then also is a very important thing, because you can go into litigation if you don't have your insurance, if you don't have insurance. If you want to know whether you have the insurance, whether you have your TIN number, your VAT number. There are some jobs. So if you don't tender all these documents, you will lose them. And so before you start any business, or even if you have started, you must get all this right. How to get a high-paid client? And you must be able to do a follow-up. If you get a client, follow-up is the most important, is key. So if you render a quality service and you don't do follow-up, they will think you are just there to take their money. And a job you do, bring more jobs for you because of the way you do it. So if you promise to use alpha sapametrin for your job, but because you want to cut corner, you now go and use DDVP because it's cheaper, you will not get the quality of the job. Like if you want to use alpha sapametrin, your client can come in within short hours, maybe 2 hours to coming back to the house, and they don't perceive the strong odor of DDVP in their house, they will be happy. They will be able to refer you to other people. And you must be able to do your marketing. And also, the most important of the whole thing is branding yourself. You must brand your company very well. You get a company logo that is very catchy. Maybe it's rat you want to put, and the rat turning down, not a walking rat. Then they will know that you really know what you want to do. Then you must have a website and design a very good logo, design a very good advertisement in your office. Anywhere you are, even if you have a car, if it's only one car you have, you must brand it. When you brand it, some clients may just be passing on the Tomiland Bridge and sees your car. They will take the number and call you for a bigger job. So, and also you must brand all your uniform, your T-shirts for your staff. You know, when you get a staff and they are working well and they have branded uniform, they will be happy that they are representing a better company. And you brand everything and make sure your staff wears a quality dress. It's not that your staff will come to work today with buba and shukutu. You know the traditional dress we wear, and they will come with slippers, and you want to send them to go and meet a client. How do you want them to present themselves? But you must design a corporate look for your client, for your staff, and for yourself. When you ask your staff to dress well, don't make yourself dress like a market man or market woman. Dress well. Anywhere I'm going, I'm always with my tennis and my uniform and my trousers. It should also either be black or white. You make it compulsory that everybody wear the same thing. When we call something uniform, it should be uniform. And you must invest on this advert. And you must have social media adverts like Instagram, Facebook. You are lucky, all these things were not there when we started our business. But these days, you have it. And you must be able to motivate your staff regularly. How do you motivate them? They leave their place of, they leave their house, they wear good uniform, they have a good outlook, they have their ID card. Even if there is robbery on the way, all these things will save them that they are going to work. They won't hold them as roga. You understand what I'm saying? And the other thing I need to tell you is that you must pay your staff well. Don't say, my staff and my customer are not paying. So until they pay, I give you money. All these things encourages your staff to do well. If you pay them regularly, like in my company, nobody gets their salary on the last day of the month. You must get it before the end of the month. And if they need a loan or anything, you must give them, and it should be interest-free so that it will encourage them. It will make them to be loyal to you. It will make them to want to work more. And when they work more, your clients will see them, and they will, referral is the only thing that can bring good job. Like if you do a good job, even for somebody in the house. I started from MD of NTC. I don't know if anybody knows NTC, Nigeria Tobacco Company. I was still a matron in one hospital. And my daughter was having malaria regularly. And I said, Ajia, can you please organize to do pest control in your house? That's how I started. And the MD said, they want me to come and do it. And that's how I started. I started with MD's house, and they started giving me all their outlets, all their guest chalets, staff quarters. That's how I started. And they started referring me. And you know, when you do a good job, people will refer you. And you do a follow-up. And they know that you know what you are doing. So in all, I think we need to understand our business. And from my own story, I've said a little about it. I was working, I did all my training. Then when I came to Lagos, I did everything in Oyo and Osun State. When I came to Lagos to join my husband, I was working as a matron, a group matron of St. Teresa's Hospital in Ikoyi. Then all the clients were coming, most of them with malaria. I said, you don't have to be having malaria regularly like that. You fumigate your house, you prove your house, like you put mosquito net, you approve your house so that awful food poisoning will not happen. I was educating them, giving them lecture. Then one day, the idea that was bringing her daughter now brought the husband. I didn't even know it's the MD of the NTC, Nigeria Tobacco Company. He now said he wants to see the matron. I said, I hope I'm safe. The man came to me, to my office, and he said he has been hearing a lot about you, that you are the one giving them lecture, giving them this. He said I should look for people who will come and do the pest control I'm talking about, that they don't know anything about it. I said, I don't have anybody I know in Lagos. He said, you too, you must come and do it. And I went to Idumota, bought machine, I went to Lomponek. What do they call it now? They were doing killing there. I bought it and I got 2 or 3 boys. I said we should go, and we did. But in all, always do inspection before you do. Most of us, we want to do business, but we don't prepare. You must do inspection to know the extent of the job you are doing, to be able to tell them how to control the subsequent one from coming, and to be able to ascertain how many chemicals you will be able to use, so that you won't say, I will do the job, and go and take a job that will not pay you. But when you want to take a job of 30,000, let it be that out of the 30,000, you'll be able to pay your staff, you pay your office, you pay everything. You'll be able to ascertain that everything is okay for you. Then all these things will pay you better. Then the other thing I want to say is, how do we do pricing that will pay us? If you don't do your pricing and costing properly, you get somebody calling you to come and do a big hotel or come and do a ship. And because you want to cut corners by all means, instead of taking the job for 200,000, you now say, oh, just give me 100,000 because you want to use cheap chemical. And at the end of the day, you do the job and they don't like it because the chemical you are using is not effective. You too will want to run away not to do follow-up. And follow-up and good job is our business. If you don't do follow-up, you won't be able to ascertain that the job you have done is effective. So please, all these are questions that people need to put in their mind all the time when you are going to do any job. Rotimax?
Yes, ma'am, I'm with you, ma'am.
Rotimax?
Yes, I'm with you, ma'am. We're here, ma'am.
So that's what I want to say. Do you want to start answering your questions or what?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We really appreciate the time. Yes, we appreciate. Yes, we appreciate. Yes, ma'am.
Some questions.
Yes.
So I'm just going to try briefly that one, how did I start my Co-Founders Limited? I've told you the genesis of my business. And after that, I now send myself for training. Even though I've done training with, I did it in public health, nursing at Eleyele, but I now send myself to training with our first president, who is Mr. Adegboye Oluwo. He's our first president of Pest Control Association of Nigeria. I searched for him with the help of my husband, and we got him. His office was in Louis Street, Lagos. And he said, he likes to have me on because fortunately, somebody that called me gave me a house to do, and he said he wants to take me to a hotel. And he was the one doing a hotel. So the woman said, Rose Viver, said he wants to share the quarters for me while Oluwo will be doing, Niger Mary will be doing the hotel. Then the man said he welcomed me, and that's this the brotherly lens that is in Pecan. When you share your problem, when you talk about your problem, we share it together. So Oluwo welcomed me and gave me training. The training you are all having from Rotimax, it has started long time ago. I did my own training in December 1992. So he started the training, then I now register in December 1993 in Abuja, but all along I started my small business. So I retired from the nursing I was doing. So that's how I started. I did the training there, and I was doing all the training all along as the availability of training. I even did training in UK. I'm presently now in UK. So I did training there too as a pest controller and in America. So human management is the most difficult aspect in business. How have you been able to manage your team member attitude? I've always been lucky, except one time. And that time I traveled abroad to Jamaica, where there was no internet or no connection, no phone. But all along, all my staff have been very devoted, very sincere, and very committed. One, we take them as #1 priority in our company. Our staff must be well catered for. We must do for their well-being, and their well-being starts from their salary. You pay them well, you give them, even if you are giving them something that is manageable, let it be regular and come on time. And if they need access to loan, give it to them. Some people, out of just 20,000 loan, and make somebody to misbehave at work. So all this attitude, human management is very important in pest control business. And what do you consider your biggest challenge in the course of the business? I've told you, the time I traveled to Jamaica, one of my staff, the manager I put in charge, just resigned. But fortunately, I have my children on ground. My children, they were already working then, and they took over and they managed my business till I came back. And that was, and if any of your child wants to take up pest control business, will you encourage them? I do encourage them, even though most of them are on their own now. It's still for me, most of them are the directors of the company. So myself, my husband, and the children, 4 of them are the director of the company, and they do very well. And they even market for us. They market clients for us. What will you generally advise startups that are coming into the pest control industry? I will encourage you to be more devoted, committed, and to have the passion for it. If you don't have passion for the job, you just be doing it as if you want to make money. And it's not only about money. You must be able to do the job well before you can get the money. If you are looking for, you are not looking for how to satisfy your customer, you will not be able to make it. So looking at the recent development of PECAN, what will you advise to start up in order to see the association as a way for pushing their dreams far? My own take is, I welcome everybody into the association. But when you come, if you have any challenges, let the seniors or even the new one talk it out and let's share. They say problem shares is problem solved. Let's share your problem together and don't come after other people's jobs. There are a lot of jobs still lying fallow in the company, that people are not, there are places you can market yourself, brand yourself very well, and you will get better job. And there are so many things you can do. And please don't use wrong chemical so that there won't be problem for you as operator, and there won't be problem for your client. If you use the right chemical at the right place, it will be effective and you will get your money in a better way. But if you use wrong chemical, the later effect of this chemical in our system is not always good. Cancer, everything. And always make sure you do your medical check for yourself and your client and your staff regularly. There is a test that you need to do on to measure your chemical level, your blood chemical level, and it should be done regularly, at least once in 2 years. You must do it. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so
Rotimax.
much. Yes, thank you so much, ma. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
We
ma'am.
really
Thank you
appreciate.
so much.
Thank you. Before I maybe ask any question, I would like to leave the stage for the moderator. If she has 1 or 2 things to say, then we can ask further questions and throw the question to the house. Mrs. Falani, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, please. Do you have any further questions for our guest?
Yes, sir. I have a question for her. Thank you very much, ma'am. Quite inspiring. I'm actually hearing the test for chemical blood level for the first time. I don't know, maybe you can help us tell us the name. So for those of us that are interested, so we can also read about it, ma'am. Thank you for the knowledge sharing. Then my question is, how did you cope with so many no's that when you go in carrying your machine, people say, a woman, no. Are you sure you can do it? How can you carry fogger and all that?
Hello?
So
Yes.
how did you cope with the turn downs and all that? Yes, ma'am.
Your 2 questions are very simple. The chemical level of that you do is so simple. When you get to your doctor, that's why you need to have a registered HMO for your clinic, your staff, and the doctors knows how to write the test for you. But because I'm a medical person, I'm a nurse by profession. Before I move into public health, which I did, that's why I know a lot about it. But take your staff to the hospital regularly. If you can't do twice, if you can't do once in 2 years, you can do once in 3 years, which is once in 3 years, which is very okay. And the problem we have in Nigeria, most of the staff don't stay even more than that, up to that level. But you as the DMD should be able to organize it. Then the other issue of machine. I do carry machine, I do carry knapsack. I remember a job I did in Victoria Gardens. I was the only one. We were about 4 companies that participated in Victoria Gardens City when they started earlier, 1998, 1996, 97, 97, 98. They have problem with their rafters. I do go up on the rafters, on the roof with my staff. Because if you want to tell your staff that you know your job, you must show it by example. So I do carry machine. I just stopped carrying machine when I was 60, but I still follow them to work. Thank you.
Thank you, ma.
Nice, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma. Thank you, ma. I don't know if anybody's having any more questions for our mama.
Yeah, before we open up the floor for questions, once again, I really want to say thank you, ma. Thank you for taking out time. Like I said, it's sacrificial to share knowledge.
Please, louder.
Yes, I said it's sacrificial to share knowledge, and it's un-African to always want people to pick 1 or 2 things from you, to actually know what you've done that has helped you to whatever you have. But you said something in the course. You said the major thing in the business, in the service industry, is take yourself as your number one priority. Now, in the 90s when you started, and in the 21st centuries where we are now, a lot of things has changed. When a situation where even when you take people as your number one century, they are right there to stab your back. They don't care if you are taking them as your first priority or whatever. And that makes me that reminds me that recently when I came to your office for a training program, a young man was celebrated, and he was given a check for his contribution for 10 years, like a 10 years anniversary. And I was like, wow, 10 years. The young man got there, he got married while working there, started having children, in fact, graduated, So what I'm trying to say is that the new crops of, as a pest control officer, some of people that are here tonight listening to us, I'm sure they may not be able to afford, a full-time staff where they pay salaries. Maybe they use all these, we call them freelancers, where you just come, get paid, and you go. Either a freelancer or a full-time staff. Are there more secrets that, because if you take somebody as a priority, as a first priority, and the person is not taking you as his first priority. Personally, I've had fair shares. I've had, a couple of experiences with people that they don't really have any reason to. There was a young man that, stole a ULV and came back and said he was robbed in Agege. And, we went to Agege police just to go and incident the report. Like, okay, let's just go and tell police that, okay, in case we see and the policeman said, Oga, are you okay? This man is my suspect. And I was like, no, it can't be. And I almost, I was almost quarreling with the policeman, and they detained the young man. And to be honest, man, in less than 48 hours, the ULV machine came out from the same man that came to say he was robbed, he was attacked and all that. So what I'm saying is that sometimes you can take people as your priority and they're not taking you as priority. Are there more to managing people? Because that is the critical areas, to have extreme loyalties.
Thank you, Rotimax. In human behavior, we are not equal. Some are bad, no matter what you do to them. Some are so bad that even if you give them honey, they will spit bitter leaf onto your face or even buy. So, but I've been so lucky. And there's one thing in business. If you don't know your business, your staff will take you for a ride. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
You must be able to know your business in and out. You must be able to know the intricacies of that business. Then secondly, you pray about it. Not all staff are good. But when you have a staff that is good, you celebrate that staff. And when you celebrate that staff, it will be an inspiration to others to do well, to be able to, I too want to be celebrated. Please let me wait. Don't let me misbehave. But there are some who will misbehave. So you don't expect everybody to behave the same way. You understand? Neither do we expect the owners to behave the same way too. Some owners could be nice in your face, at the back they misbehave. So you have to show signs and also pray about it, and also encourage them. Not everybody wants to work, but everybody wants to make money. So if they see money, they will take it. But if you don't work, if you take my money, and that's what I tell my staff, if you don't work and you are taking my money, it is a bad thing. Because I work for my money before I invested and started my business. You can start your business. One, don't snatch your MD's customer. Don't take their machine away. Don't take the chemical, so that there won't be problem for you in later life. But if you decide to steal, there is a repercussion for everything. But I pray that we get good staff. In Nigeria culture, everybody wants to hammer. They don't want to work. But we pray that the culture will change. So we just have to be talking to them and give them education. And we pray and make sure as an MD of a company, you pay your staff regularly. When you pay them regularly, they know that on the 28th or on the 27th or on 26th, they are expecting their salary. If you come before then, they will be happy. Or if you come after that, they will not be happy. And you want to make them happy. They have some people they will be feeding at home. If they are asking them money and you are not giving them at the right time, they will not be happy. They will do grudgingly. You know, they assess what you do. If you get a job for 30,000 and they said, Shebi is 10,000 chemical you use, they won't assess what you are going to pay for government as tax. They won't assess what you are going to pay for the rent. They won't assess what you are going to pay for branding. So, but in my home case, I make it open to them. This is how much we are making. This is how much we are buying chemical. This is how much we are paying for staff. This is how much we are paying for the rent. So even if I'm not in the office, they know how to run it. You understand what I'm saying? I made them realize that I invested to make money, but I don't invest for you to share everything with me. But once what we agree, I'm paying you, you must be satisfied. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, man. Like I said, I know that maybe over 50% of our participants tonight are not in the categories of pest control companies that can put people up and say, take salaries. And I know that's how most of us started. And like I said earlier on, I know how frustrating it can be when the customers are not forthcoming. So that's why I said, you know, when the jobs are not coming, passion can die. You know, poverty can kill passion. I understand. Now, what I want to say is that now, presently, you are not in Nigeria, you're in UK, the business is running fine in Nigeria, which means that the business is well structured. For someone that has not really had that opportunity, that long-term experience, you know, that has not gathered the experience over the years, that has not built clients, that didn't start in the 90s, you know, how realistic is it to build a structure without money? You know, how possible is it to structure a business without funds? Like without, you know, maybe you have built a clientele base over the years. You know, is it possible to put up a structure without, you know, proper funding? Let me just put it that way.
It's not possible, my dear. Because getting all our machines and chemical, you need money. And in Yoruba, they said, if you don't invest, you can't reap. You can't reap. So if you want to start from something small, depending on what you are aiming at, if you want to start a business big, you know you will reap big. If you want to start a business small, you will reap small. But we must all aim big, so that when you want to invest, you want to get machine, you want to get UAV, maybe it's 3 you want to get at a start. That's almost $1 million. So if you want to invest small, say I want to start with just let me be doing 3 bedroom and 2 bedroom, anyone that comes. You can start with knapsack. I don't know how much they are getting it, maybe starting at 17,000 or 13,000. You get that one, get chemical. Within 50,000, you should be able to start. But if you want to start big and start taking job from big hotels or big companies, getting Union Bank's branches about or GT Bank about, then you must be able to start big, and you must be able to brand yourself very well. So whatever you need is the amount you invest, you will reap the profit. If somebody says you want to invest 20,000 in a cooperative bank, a cooperative unit, and you want to be taking 15,000, it's not possible. It's what you invest, you get back. But if you start gradually, you can discipline yourself that, okay, this year I'm going to start investing with 100,000. Next year, all my profits, let me bring 200 onto my 100,000. That's 300 next year. So depending on how you project yourself, you have to project yourself and position yourself in a way that you can get better job.
Thank you so much. My last questions. Between 1990s and now, there has been a lot of development in the industry. A lot of things has changed. And from
I
your
can't
own
hear you.
Hello, ma. I said what I'm saying is
Yes.
that between 90s and now, there has been a lot of development. A lot of things has changed. You know, the process has
Yes.
changed. A lot of things, you know. So as a professional,
Technology has changed.
exactly, you know, what is your projection of the next phase? Because like I always say, a lot of new entrants are not seeing it the way some people that are already settled are seeing it. They are like, but this is not the impression we have, you know, and all that. You know, you were there before now, you are here now, you are still going to be there. So what perspective do you have of the upcoming future for the pest control business in Nigeria, at least for now, based on what is on ground presently?
My own perspective of what will come into pest control in the few years is improvement in technology all over, and people should be ready to learn more. And if you want to master pest control, please, let's master pest control. If it's cleaning you want to master cleaning. If it's agricultural pests, and in the way we are going now, there will be difference between public health pests, agricultural pests, and there will be division. You know, in medicine, formerly, somebody in the outpatient will treat everything, will treat hernia, will treat everything. But now it's now coming to a core where a gynecologist will not treat person with a heart problem. So we are going to that era where somebody who is specialized in public health or hospitality business will not even want to take job of a 3-bedroom. You know that hospitality business is hotel.
Yes.
And there is standard in hotel business. If you don't have the standard, you can't enter now. You can do maybe a one chance hotel, but you can't do international hotel, where most of these airlines stay, where people quarantine, where government officials do functions. You understand what I'm saying? So we are going to that era where people with horticultural pests will be able to do one side, and you just have to master what you know and be able to deliver your service right.
Thank you so much. Mr. Delugba, Moses, I think at this moment we
Let
have
them talk louder.
Yes, please. We have to take it one after the other. Mr. Delugba. Okay, for some of us that have been seeing that are already asking, how do we join Pest Control Association of Nigeria? Good enough. The Assistant General Secretary is in the person of Mr. DG Fortune is there with us. Also, my Oga, Mr. Dennis Fumigakli, is still an executive member. Mr. Shuneye, my boy. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to share Mr. DG's number, who actually is the Assistant General Secretary of the association. It will be easier for us to follow up with him, because I think that's the function of the office of the General Secretary. And from there, it's going to be easier for us. So just look at the message line. We're going to be dropping his direct phone number in the next few seconds, so that we can, follow up directly with him. For those of us that are asking, and thank you, Mr. Babalola. The name of the test has already been shared also on the message platform. So, Mr. Adeluba, Moses, you have a question for Mr. Adegboye, Mama Pekka, our mother in the industry, and I'm sure there are some other people that also have questions. They want to tap from the knowledge. They want to gain one or two things from that 28 years experience. 28 years, no be beans. A lot of us, like I said, that 28 years ago, maybe, some of us have not even entered secondary school. You understand? So I just want us to get one or two more ideas that will also help us. We've heard a lot. I've learned a lot also. But now we're throwing it open, and the first person that we're giving the chance to ask the question now is Mr. Adegboye. Mr. Adegboye, please go ahead and ask the question, please.
Thank you very much, sir. Good evening, ma.
Good evening,
Actually,
sir.
I actually want to thank you very much, ma, for a wonderful presentation, ma. And I think I get the best of all the discourse. My question is in three folds, ma. But one of it, Rotimax Pest Control Academy, so to speak. Sorry, pardon me to address it that way.
Yes,
he had already tried to make mention of one of the questions as it regards to what steps do we have to take before we can register with PECAN. But just let me go straight to the question I have, ma. As it regards the services, ma, I want to ask because from your explanation, you said depending on the kind of equipment we have, that can determine at least the kind of clients we have to work with. But starting from the scratch, I think it will not be too good if we are talking about having $1 million before we can go into it. So I really want to ask, ma, that do you do training for people? Let me say your organization, or do PECAN, so to speak, have a kind of training for people who wants to go into pest control full time?
Is that your question?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Pest Control Association of Nigeria, we do training for people. And when you apply, when you take your form and you apply, you put all your addresses, all your qualification there. The membership committee will inspect your place. And anywhere they find you lacking, they will recommend you for training. And when you do training, there is also continuous training at each meeting. We do meeting every month. So if you have any challenges on feed, you bring it up on the platform. Then we do training to physical training at the meeting. And you have opportunity of getting experienced people who have a lot of experience, who can sort your issues out even before you come to the training. There are some problems you can get on the feed, and they will sort it out for you during the month before you even come for training. You understand? Like if you call me directly, I will advise you, this is the way you go about it, this is the way. Then concerning the issue of machine, you know, in the 90s when we started with only fogging machine and a knapsack. You understand? We were using knapsack in the house, using fogging machine outside. But these days, you cannot even use fogging machine everywhere you take your business. You understand? So that's why I said it depends on the job you are taking. If you have a job of, let's say, a 3-bedroom flat, and you carry more fogging machine there, the neighbor will tell you can't use it in our compound. You understand? So is either you use pressurized, that is not you use motorized, you use a UAV, or you use a pressurized machine, like all these stainless steel machine, Gloria or so. We have a lot of machines outside now that you can buy. It's not only using Jato, this farming, the one they use in the farm. You can't be carrying it about. Any pest controller that is still carrying that about during the day is not a professional. I'm sorry to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma. There's a question.
All right,
okay.
Sorry, one last thing, sir.
Please go ahead, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Please, ma, as regards the inspection, I actually want to get this straight because I know certainly it might not be only me. We might also have some other set of persons who also make use of their own house as their offices, as the case might be. So I want to ask, in case of this inspection from PECAN, does that mean we have to have at least an established structure, not just only being registered, not just only registering the company name with CAC or with PECAN or with other necessary organizations? Do we have to have at least a structured facility where we can house all of this equipment before we can apply for the inspection, ma'am?
Okay, thank you. Thank God for COVID. You know, a lot of people are even working from home during this COVID.
Yes, ma'am.
Even before
Yes, ma'am.
COVID, there's a standard.
Yes, ma'am.
There is a standard you must have before you can use chemical in anywhere in this world. Even if you have 3-bedroom flats and you want to dedicate that one room out of your 3-bedroom flat for your office, you can do that. You understand? In that 3-bedroom, that's one room you are allocating for yourself. You can make it office. Thank you, co-founders. You can make it office. You must have store where you put your chemical and your machine. And you must have toilets and changing room. So in your bathroom, you can use it as changing room. So in a 3-bedroom flat that have self-contained, you can make it your office. It depends on the way you arrange it. But when the inspection team comes and you tell them this is your office, one of the 3-bedroom, and that 3-bedroom, he has bed, it's not your office. Depending on the way you structure your place, you have to make it a real office. But other rooms will be your living room, will be your area room. But this is my office, and you tag it. Pest control, maybe it's co-founders pest control you want to put there. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
So you can make
the last question, ma'am.
Will you give other people opportunity? Rotimax.
Sorry,
Yes.
ma'am.
No,
I actually saw
go
it
ahead.
as an opportunity, and I don't know if
Please
I
go
can,
ahead, sir.
I can
Last
be
question.
permitted to take
Please
it.
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. Based on my knowledge, ma'am, even at international standard, we have the right time the usage of chemicals differs. Now, as it relates to pest management, we know that certainly we have different kind of combination of chemicals that can be used in at least controlling any type of pest, as the case might be. Do we have a specific time frame for re-entry in case of chemical application in premises, whether a residential or a commercial premises, as the case might be? Do we have a unified space or period of time?
All right, sir. Sorry, at this moment, I think I just have
let
to...
me answer that. Rotimax, please, let me answer. Yes, there is. In all chemical you use, there is safety data sheet. So anywhere you buy your chemical, you must ask for safety data sheet of that chemical. In it, you will know how you should measure, ratio you should add to water. So if you are working in a house, you must not use oil inside a house because it can trigger alarm, it can trigger light. So the chemical you are using in the house must be plant-based. And when it's plant-based, you mix it with water. And when you are mixing with water, the ratio, you will see it in safety data sheet, material safety data sheet. So anywhere you want to work, that is registered place, that is organized place, they will ask for safety data sheet, material safety data sheet of any chemical you want to use in their compound. Pest control does not encourage you mixing chemical up because you can endanger your clients, you can endanger yourself. So you must use safety data, material safety data sheets always.
Thank you very much, ma. I'm very grateful, ma.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you,
Moses Adeluba. Thank you. While we're talking quickly, we shared a screenshot of a product called Stake Away. To be honest, at the moment, Mama is the distributor of that product in Nigeria. That's called a Snake Away, a product that is the efficacy is top notch for snake repellent. You know, I've shared the banner and I'm going to share it again. And for some of us that are having snake issues, you know, that are having customers complaining of snake issues, we can contact her directly for that product called Stake Away. And also, For my brother that has question, yeah, you ask a question about Pekan, you can check the message line. The contact of Mr. Ayodeji, the function has been dropped. You know, he's the AGS of Pest Control Association of Nigeria, and he's very receptive. I'm sure that you're going to get a lot of, necessary information to, to make it easier for you to become the member of the association as you have asked. And you asked some question about some technical question about chemicals. Yes, Mama has answered you very well. But at the same time, you might also want to look at the screen and see which of these you can fit into as years run to an end. Knowledge is power. We're having our inaugural advanced pest control training, 18th and 25th of September. This is a training designed for those that are really doing very well in the business. It's not a basic training. It's not a starter training, So it's going to be coming up for 2 Saturdays in the month of September. And the second one is the basic, which is coming up on the 1st and 2nd. 1st of October is a public holiday on Friday. And then after that, we're having the training in Abuja on the 15th and 16th. Then the last one for the year is the training in Lagos for pest control technicians, which is a day training. So you can subscribe to any of these trainings that you think you fit into, advance the course of your knowledge. So I'm going back to the general discussion where we want to entertain more questions. We have about just 15 minutes more. We have 15, or let me say 17 minutes. This 18:13. By 8:30, we definitely would have rounded up this session. So if we still have questions, please kindly signify by putting up your hand so that we can, yes, we can just allow you to share your question so that our guest can tackle the question. We have 2 participants. Madam Missy, I would have loved to hear your voice. Thank you for joining. I want questions. I really want women, that are here tonight to ask questions. Ask Mama, how did you do it? Just get a little bit of a lot of ginger, I'm seeing Mr. Long Femi Kende, Mr. Badmos, tonight I felt we would have had more, female, because pest control is not a gender-friendly business, like I said earlier on. Both men and women are doing very well. Mrs. Bogzapa, she's doing very well. Ms. Bukishole, yeah, there are a lot of people, so many other people like that, they're making us proud. And then, this is a platform where we also want to encourage those that feel. So Mr. Femi Kende, kindly go ahead with your question, then Mr. Badmos, then you can ask a question. Mr. Femi, you have the floor now. Mr. Lauren Femi, please go ahead with your question.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Mama Pekan, good evening, ma'am. My question is this. Thank you. When you were talking earlier on how to get big clients, I really learned a lot from that session. My question now is this. We that are just coming into the pest control business, we find it easy to catch small clients, yes, because some of us are still working on our documentations and other branding that will qualify us to get big jobs. Now, from where you grew from, I want to know, how do you handle clients that already have a budget for their pest control services, and they are telling you they are not willing to expand the budget, and the only way you feel you can maximize profits is to, because you mentioned a chemical like cypermethrin, and if you need to do a facility and you are quoting such chemicals and they are not able to pay, and they are telling you this is the amount they can afford. And we personally, I will have looked at maybe a substitute for the chemicals. Now, when you were growing from where you started from, how did you handle such cases when they come up? Strict budgets, and when you have to probably substitute chemicals to maximize profits. What do you really advise for those who are just coming up? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Kendi. In that case, commitment is very important. When you commit yourself, a client that tells you he cannot pay this, and you are look at the facility. Let me give you an example. There is an hotel in front of Mobile, Black Diamond. They called me one time to come and give it to me. as big as that hotel, they want to be paying me 200,000 every quarter. How do I make it? Every quarter, that's 3 months. And I carefully said, I'm sorry, if that's your budget, I can't do it. Upon no, they said I should come and do tests in their guest chalets. So it's not every job that you can take. But if you see a job that's okay, you are quoting 200 and they said they will give you 150 and you are ready, they are ready to sign agreement for you for another 1 year. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
If
ma'am.
you start a business, if you start that type of job on 150, within 1 year, the job you will do, the initial job you will do there, because it's a new job, it will be very hectic. It's for your that 200. Do you understand what I'm saying? By the time you
Yes,
do
ma'am.
first month, second month, third month, the pest will have been, the population of pests will have gone down. Then it will now maintain, you'll be maintaining that 150 as just a maintenance dose. You will get there sometimes, you may not even see a pest. It's bonus to you, but you have already maintained that business. So it's not left for you to be able to rearrange yourself, reorganize yourself. Okay, they are giving me this. It's not all budget, it's not all business you can take one. Then you can take a business that you know that after 2 or 3 times, you are working consecutively and you are working very well, you can make it. You can make end meet. You understand? You can take that job. But if you know that job will not pay you at all, my brother, I advise you not to take it. It's not all job you can take. There are a lot of jobs in the country that we cannot even finish. If you people join, like November last year, 70-something joined PECA. Those of us that were there before, we were 50-something. That's almost 100 and something. We cannot finish the job. You understand? So don't take a job because it's a do or die thing. You must take it. But if you know you want to take it, you must be able to justify that, okay, if I do this job, they don't have much pest, I can do it for 3 months and clear out the pest and just use the others to make a maintenance. But that does not mean you will leave the job. You will not do it well. You have to satisfy your conscience that you are doing your work well. Am I communicating?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am,
Thank
you
you.
are. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Batmos. Can you go ahead with your question? We have just about 10 minutes to round up this session. Thank you for joining. Mr. Batmos, please go ahead with your question. Mr. Badmos, are you still there? If Mr. Badmos is not there, we have any other person with any question? Okay, we have Mrs. Sessi. Good, finally. Mrs. Sessi.
Good evening, sir.
Hello,
Good evening, everybody.
Well done. Well done, man. Good evening, man.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening.
Thank you so much. I've heard so much about you. It's a privilege to be speaking with you. This industry is filled with men, a lot of men. And for someone that has spent these years, I believe that not many women were in the industry when you started the business. How did you cope? Yes, I want to know, how did you cope? Then how did you do it with, did you see them as competitions? Were they there to guide you? Did you see them as, how did you walk through the whole process and sustaining for 20-something years now? And for us, because I am a lady, I know that it's still mostly dominated by men. Yes. So I want to know how you did it, and for the number of years and the level which you have attained. I want to just know. Yeah, that's my question.
Thank you. Your name again?
My name is Esema.
Okay, Esema. You're welcome. Good evening. You see,
good evening, ma.
You have to have confidence in yourself. Then thank God, this Pest Control Association of Nigeria, we are a family there. the men there encourage women. When I started, I was the only one. You know, initially I told you, the president, the first president of the association is the one that trained me, and is the one that shared his job business with me, his job, Eco Hotel. So when there is will, there is power. I was willing to learn from them. I didn't allow them to rubbish me. You know, some people, if complex to drive away women. When a woman wants to do a job, you know, we do it perfectly, even more than men. And that's what gave me an edge. Any job they give me, I will do it as if they won't call me to come and do another one. I will do it that I will satisfy them. Then thank God for my husband. Let me mention that my husband is a force behind me. He was the one that was doing the marketing for me. I was always shy to see people to market myself. But when he markets, he will say, go and see go and see. One day he asked me, go and see Shubomi Balogun. I said, how will I face this man? I said, go and see him. And when I got there, the man was asking me, Madam, you know, do you think you can do it? I said, yes, it's my job. And the man said, okay, go ahead and start doing everything. You understand? And because he put a push on my back, and I was able to stand still. So it depends on your own personality. You have to make sure that you are able to stand still. And you must have, if you don't have a husband that will push you, you must have a manager that will be able to do the marketing well for you. You understand? You know, not all places women can go and do marketing, or else they will be thinking you want to befriend them or we want to do anything. But when you have somebody behind you, anytime you are going to do inspection, ladies on this platform, know one thing: don't go alone. Go with men and dress like a man. Don't dress tie gele, tie buba. Dress like a man. Wear your jeans, wear your trainers. Dress very well and be smart. Command authority. Use your correct PPE. Hold your airmails to do inspection. And when you are going, let them see a branding in your uniform. Even if you can't buy uniform now, you can go and buy this reflective jacket. And put your name at the back and put it on whatever you wear. It will show you out. And they will see the confidence in you. You need to put on a confidence attitude and let people know that you really know your job. And you must ask questions if you don't know it, so that they will teach you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you, Engineer Pompey. I can see that you're raising up your hand, Engineer Pompey. Thank you for joining. Engineer, you have the floor. Then we have Mr. Adegboye Adeshogo. Engineer Pompey, please go ahead and ask a question. Thank you for joining. Hello. We can hear you, Engineer. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, good evening, madam. Okay. Thank you very much. This has been a very insightful, very good. What I want to ask now, you were talking about you can't mix two different business at the same time, but there's a structure on ground for some people. Why you have different company but under one umbrella, and they're specialized in this aspect. Like you're talking about cleaning and fumigation, that some clients might say, oh, you don't know what you're doing. But I can tell, I don't know, but I can tell you if you can specialize on two different things, but because you are the one managing it, or you have an expert in that field. But I don't know if you can expatiate more on that. Maybe I didn't get you well, because you said you can't be doing cleaning, doing fumigation, that the client will believe you don't know what you're doing. So I want you to take us through this, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, engineer. What I'm saying in essence is that imagine a company calls you to come and be doing cleaning for them. You are already on their contract something as cleaner. You understand what I'm saying? And they are looking for somebody to come and do pest control, because where you are cleaning, they discovered that the person that was doing their pest control is not doing well. You now tell them, I can do pest control. They will say, why are you coming up with pest control? Why don't you come up with pest control initially? You understand what I'm saying? If you are doing the two together, it's very fine. You can continue. You can continue, but I would advise you is in Nigeria now, you have to specialize. Even in pest control now, you have to specialize. If you are doing public health pest control, if you are doing ornamental pest control, there are different pest control. There are sea pest control. I've worked in the offshore. I've worked on offshore before. I know what, if you get there, they will ask you, there's different things. But if you start bringing, I can do this, I can do this, our people don't believe that you can do so many things and make it well. It's okay, you can have different area. Say, I'm into cleaning, I'm into laundry, I'm into waste management. I have different manager. But when you are going as a pest controller, go as a pest controller. Don't go as the others. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's not that I didn't say you can't. Some people you can hold 4 offices depending on your capability. But don't say I can do this. But if you, like your DP says, I can't do it, you can do it, but don't bring it together that it's everything that you can do together. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I mean. And when you are working as pest controller, let them know you as pest controller. If you are doing cleaning, let them know you in any company as cleaning. But if you do too many things together, they will lump you. You may not be in the office where they will be writing reports. He's doing so many things, he doesn't know his work. I've worked in offices like that. So that's just an advice. You can continue doing it, but depending on your clients.
Thank you very much. But what I will put together, I'm a drilling engineer, and I know about chemical engineering. But if we go to field, we went to a field, and I told, this is my own call, it's a drilling thing. I've been in it for more than 15 years. But because I diverted when I went out abroad, I knew something about chemical engineering. And as I speak, they still call me for chemical, and they call me for drilling. So going into what you're saying is perfect, and I've learned from it. But if I'm submitting a proposal, the proposal I want to submit, if you check my business, my company, what we are into, I only submit the one that suits you. But if you go into our website, you will get to know what we are doing.
That's what I'm saying. We are saying the same thing.
Might not know. Yeah, some people might not know, because when they said it, when you said that, they might think, oh, leave this if you can specialize on this, but you need to have a structure. There should be a structure. You know that jack of all trade is master of none. You just want to do this because of money. You're doing this, it won't work. That's why I said I really appreciate.
When you get to a person who has let's say a 3-bedroom office, you can make 3-bedroom, each individual room for special purposes. You understand? You can be even making uniform in one room. But the pest control must be well set out. That's what I'm saying. I didn't say I'm a woman. I may not be able to do so many things. I was trained as a nurse before I went to public health nursing, before coming to pest control. But I can now say in my office, I can start saying I want to start treating children because I'm a nurse. You understand what I'm saying? The chemicals cannot go with treating hospital patients inside. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Mr. Adebola Adeosun, kindly let us hear your views. I think that should be the last question for tonight. Mr. Adebola Adeosun,
thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Good evening to I really appreciate the opportunity that has been given to us. So the question quickly is just, I want to know what would be the minimum certification stroke licensing or status for somebody to really say he wants to start off the pest controller. What will be the ID certification license will be required? That's one. And second is on chemical resistance in control and abatement. Based on experience, how you should handle this? Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. You still have to get across to the Assistant General Secretary. Actually, I'm the treasurer, and I'm also the chairman of the new membership committee of Pest Control Association. But I cannot give you details. But when you get your form, you will see all the details of what you have to fill in there. I will just advise you, when you get the form, we have our office at Secretariat. So just pick the number of the Assistant Secretary. They will give you details of how you get your form. And when you get your form, you'll be able to fill it, and they will inspect you, and they will recommend you for membership. And if you need training, they will recommend you for training. And you just become a member with that, and you come to meeting regularly. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for your time, Mark. We really appreciate it. But you know, the time zone is not the same as where you are currently. You still took our time. I really want to appreciate everybody that joined us. And I want to reiterate the fact that high-paying clients are very, critical to sustainability. I've dropped the association's general secretary number, Mr. Deji. Just check the chat message. You see his number there. I'm sure he's always very responsive. That's just the truth. So what I'm trying to say is that getting high-paying clients, is tantamount to sustainability. Personal stories. So many years back, I was working in a bank, and I remember that I was deployed to Alausa. I think year 2000. I can remember very well. And when I was in Alausa, then the company has been registered there, so we needed to apply for LASEPA. That's year 2000. Yes, 2010. I'm sorry, year 2010, because I think we registered in 29, the first company. So one of the people that used to come from the Alausa Secretariat was the LASEPA staff to withdraw money on the counter. We became friends. We become friends, and then along the line it was this very, because the how do I put it? Okay, the motivating factor to this was when there was an economic breakdown in 2009, and there was a lot of downsizing in the financial sector. So this man just one day called me and said, "Oh, I have the quality assurance manager of Mama Cars. No, sorry, not Mama Cars, Big Treat in my office. She came here for something else, and I would like you guys to meet. Maybe you can rub shoulders together." This is just maybe 3 or 4 months after registration. And as a teller, if you have not balanced the cash with you, you cannot move out. So I remember just pushing everything together to my colleague. I said, "Just please hand over this," and I rushed down to the LASEPA office. Yet I can't forget. And I met her, and she said, "Oh, meet this person." We just met on the counter, and I told her, "Okay, I'm doing this as a side also." I said, "Okay, meet this young man. This is pest control, and it could actually be helping you out and all that." And that was it. And in a short while, in fact, in less than 2-3 weeks, we seal a deal of, as at then, 270,000 naira per month, because I can remember Big Treat has about 8 or 9 outlets in Lagos there. They had in Akoka, they had in Obudu, they had, so it helped. So no matter the amount of knowledge that you have acquired, if this so-called corporate guys, these guys that will push this dream forward are not coming forth. To be honest, it can be frustrating. And really, as professionals, we cannot continue to bank on residentials. These guys, under the law of Federal Republic of Nigeria, they are not mandated. They do it as will. We have said it several. We can do it once in 10 years. Nobody's going to arrest them. But we have these so guys that every 3 months the law says that if you don't do it, they're in trouble. You know, these are the people that we're going to run after. And from what Mama has put us through tonight, I'm sure we've learned a lot on what we need to position ourselves so that we can fit in. You know, she talk about working on offshore. That's not a that's not a small man job. You know, you don't have DPR license, you cannot work offshore. You know what it takes to get DPR license. Do you have the plans towards it? She spoke about branding. You know, the content. People see the container before they see what is inside the container, and it's very, very important for us to make sure that we brand ourselves. And don't forget that she made mention about prioritizing the spraymen, the service guys. He said, take your staff as your first priority. Celebrate good staff so that those good staff, as you're celebrating them, they are motivating those ones that are bad eggs. They are seeing that, oh, fine, there's still the light after the tunnel. So thank you, everyone, for the time. And I'm sure that we have learned one or two things from these. And I'm going to say, if we really want to contact her at the end of this show, maybe we have personal questions, I will take permission to share a number directly with some of us that would like to still ask further questions or, you know, get more ideas from her. And thank you so much, Ma. Thank you a lot. We appreciate your time. Thank you, Mr. Shuneye, my uncle. Oga Fumigakli, thank you for being a part of this. I've seen that from the beginning. Mrs. Obiora, you know, you're also our mommy by the side. You know, thank you so much. Thank you for everyone, Mrs. Infusion. Thank you. We appreciate your time. And by the time we see again on the 7th episode, I'm sure that we would have, you know, used a lot of, as in, at least apply a lot of wisdom, knowledge that you have acquired from the episode series. Thank you once again. And if there's any other further discussion, inquiries, we can talk personally here, right? So I wish us all a prosperous week. Thank you so much and good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir.